Hello, my name is Price Van Ray. I am a divorced single dad, father of 5 kids, and welcome to my show. Hello and welcome back, everybody. I just want to say it has been quite the week. I ended up seeing a movie with my youngest daughter. We ended up seeing Blue Beetle. I'll have to say I was sort of shocked by it. Maybe it wasn't for me, but I think the movie... how do I put it, is insensitive to a lot of groups. And that's all I got to say about the movie, because I think my daughter somewhat agreed with me. And I'm going to be honest with you, I looked it up online and there weren't too many positive reviews for it. I'm not saying it didn't have a good line, but funny thing is, when I went to the movie theater, it was just me and my daughter in the whole movie theater, except for this other one lady who was actually in our seat. I didn't ask her to move. But we had the whole theater to ourselves, except for this one lady who was there illegally. She was not supposed to be there because there were no other seats paid for. But that being said, you know what? I also got to throw this out there. She kept complaining about the movie the whole time, and nobody was there except for me and my daughter. So I'm like, who's she talking to? It was irritating me. It was irritating my daughter. Now I know what my daughter means when she says, "Dad, shut up, I'm trying to watch the movie." Because if I act like that lady, I understand. I understand perfectly. Well, another week here, and I want to talk to everybody about belief. I think belief is a big thing, and it's something we should have in our souls, but towards our kids. You know, our kids are going to make some mistakes, and we have to believe in them. But what is belief in? That's what I'm going to talk about today, because there's many types of belief. I mean, beliefs can range from anything. And, as always, before I do that, I have a little something to say. Trust in your heart and soul, for then you will see. Have the courage and faith to believe in me. That's all we want. That's all we want, is people to believe us when we want to be believed. And as a child, you would think your child would say, "Hey, listen, this is what happened. I want you to believe in me." I can give you a story. When I was younger, I was coming home from downtown. I took a bus home. On the floor of the bus, somebody had dropped their wallet. So I figured, I'd get the wallet and I'd look inside and see if there's any information where the guy has a phone number or something. So I came home, I put the wallet on the kitchen table, and I opened it up. I went through the wallet. There was money in it, but I didn't really care about the money. I just cared about this guy getting his wallet back. Now, I had to be probably about, I would say, 11 or 12. So I got home. Like I said, opened the wallet, looked inside, tried to find the guy's name, and my parents came home, and I think they thought I stole the wallet. And but eventually we called the guy. Now, this is before the internet, so we had to track it down old school. We called up the guy. The guy came to the house, and my mom said, "Is everything there?" Come on, believe me. Why would I steal? And he said, "Everything's right here." And I think he gave me like $5. He said, "Thank you so much for giving me back my wallet." Well, everybody wants to be believed. I don't think there was any reason not to believe me, but like I say, being a parent is a learning experience, and you can only learn by your own actions of what you might do in another situation or whatever, or what you've seen in life. So, you want to be believed. I wanted to be believed. I haven't really thought about that since I was 11 or 12. It just popped in my head. I'm thinking to myself, was there ever a time I wanted to be believed? And that was it. I remember another time, but I'm not going to mention that because that would take way too long. That's sort of a complicated story. Maybe on another show. On another show, I'll mention that. If you do want to hear it, it's about camp. That's what it's about. So, we all want to be believed. That's it. It's in our heart and our soul. Believe me, please. And if you're accused of something and you get arrested, assuming you're innocent, you want to be believed. You want to have your day in court. You want to say, "Hey, listen, This is what happened to me. I didn't do this. I want my day in court. Okay, I want you to believe my side of the story. It shouldn't even be my side of the fact. That's what it should be called. Instead of my side of the story. So that's something inertly, I believe, in us. And believing that can range from many things. It can range from, religion to believing in a person's heart. And having a belief system can offer a sense of comfort too. Hey, I believe when somebody dies, this is where they're going to go. I believe truly in my heart that there's a better place, that there's this God in the sky, or you may believe nothing. One of my kids, they don't believe in God. But I always told my kids, you don't have to believe in God. It's up to you. This is how I was raised. I was raised as a Christian, and there's a lot of religions out there. You have so many religions, so many good religions out there. You have Judaism, you have Hindu, you have Muslim, you have, just so many that I can't even name, right? but there's a lot of religions if you choose to believe, or you can believe in nothing. And in my opinion, that is still a belief. So my one of my kids said, I don't believe in that stuff. I said, well, that's your choice, honey. It would be nice if you did, because that's how I tried to raise you. But it is your life, and I believe in you. I believe you're doing what's best for you. You would hope that nobody's going to do what's worse for them, because that would be an oxymoron. That would be like, why would you believe in something that does harm to you? Why would you want harm done unto you? Blah blah blah. But that's the way it can go sometimes. You can believe in love. You can believe true love is out there. That my other half, that the person, my soulmate, the person who is meant for me, is out there searching for me. Then one day in this magical land of life, I'm going to meet my better half, the one that completes me. That's what some people can believe, and that's good, because we all need to believe. I truly believe we all need to believe in something. If you miss somebody, you want to believe they're okay. Hey, I the person I care about, they're not here. They're on vacation. I believe they're going to be safe. I believe they're going to do the right thing. I believe they're going to make right decisions. And this can be your child. My child's going away to college right now. A lot of kids are going off to college. And as a parent, for me, when my kids were in college, I had to believe they were going to be okay. I had to believe they were going to make all the right choices. Now, here's the thing. I remember when my second daughter went to college. She was actually the first one to go. She was my second daughter, but the first one to go to college. She went to Anna Marie College. We packed her up and sent her off to school, and went to her room and decorated it up and said, I love you. And we were saying our goodbyes. And then on the way out, of course, my youngest daughter has to take a dig at me and says something like, are you going to cry or something? And I just started crying. I couldn't stop crying because I love my kids so much. And my second daughter, who I'm very close to, she knows me. This is the girl who knows me better than myself. I can't believe how well. I never thought she knew me better than myself until a couple years ago. And she really knew me. She knew what I would do in every situation, everything. And she's always been one of my little babies. And I've always thought of her as a baby. Like she couldn't do anything. That she needed her dad. That I always, as a dad, I always had to be there for her. And if she fell, I'd be right there to pick her up. It's okay. It's okay. I cried. And everybody there saw me cry. I was wailing. And I was there with my ex-wife. And I believe, I don't know if she was in the car. I don't know if we took two cars or what the deal was, but I know in the car, maybe my oldest daughter was driving back home, or maybe I was in the car with my ex-wife. But all I remember is in the back seat, I was crying profusely. I couldn't stop crying all the way home. This is like an hour and a half home. Probably ended up being 2 hours. I was crying like you could not believe. I'm pretty sure my shirt was soaking wet, like I took a dip in the ocean. But why was I crying? Because I wanted my baby to be with me. I want all my kids to be with me forever. I don't want them to leave home. But they grow up. You have to realize they grow up. And you have to believe that they're going to be okay. You have to believe in life, when they're away from you, your little babies, they're going to make the right decisions. You have to believe that you raised them to have a good head on their shoulders. And they can, in every situation, they can endure. You have to believe. You love your kid. There's no doubt. You love your kid and your kid loves you. And you know what? Your kid believes in you. And you have to return that. You have to realize and make it clear to yourself, whether you're standing in front of a mirror convincing yourself or just saying it, you have to believe in your child. My oldest daughter's done very well in life so far. She's 24. She'll be 25 soon. But here's the thing. I do remember this. My same daughter. She went to, I don't know if it was Boston or New York, but I know they had subways. I'm thinking it was New York. So my daughter went to New York. I'm not sure if it was New York now. I'm like double guessing myself because I'm sort of cringing and saying, "Oh my God, she was in New York. Oh my God." I'm like, "Uh-oh, those feelings are coming back." Anyways, let's just say New York. So she was in the subway. I'm pretty sure it was New York though. I don't know what she was there for. I forget. But she got lost. She didn't know where she was. She said she ran into the bathroom crying hysterically because she didn't know what to do. She called me up. I was scared. I said, "Oh my God." I said, "But okay." I said, "Dee Dee, shut up right now. You need to shut up. Take a breath and listen to me very close." I said, "You're going to be fine." And and I hoped she would. I can't say I knew she would. I said, I hope she would. But she does listen. And I said, "You're lost right now. You don't know where you are. First thing you want to do is get some help. You either find a police officer or," and I said, "You listen very closely, or you find a Jehovah's Witness." That's right. One of my best friends is a Jehovah's Witness. I'm a Christian. He's a Jehovah's Witness. Of course, he wants me to be part of his religion. I'm not switching from one to another. I'm okay with mine, but we're still friends. And I told my daughter, find a Jehovah's Witness, tell them what's wrong. Tell them you're lost. You need to get from point A to point B. Can you please help me? I said, I know Jehovah's Witnesses, and they are always willing to help. They're really good people. I said, I have no doubt in my mind they will help you. Because that's what I believe. Because I know, one of my friends is a Jehovah's Witness. And to be honest with you, I've studied with the guy for years and years, but I'm interested in what's in the Bible. I'm interested in converting, switching from one religion to another. I have my belief. I believe in God. It's my own thing. But I think when it comes to religion, that is a personal thing. That's what you choose to do. And if you want to share it, you can. And my friend doesn't mind sharing it. But anyways, the Jehovah's Witnesses walked her to the subway train, told her how to get from point A to point B, and she was all set. Afterwards, she called me up. I could hear the smile and the joy in her voice. "Dad, you're right. They helped me." And I said, "You know what? I believed that they would, and I also believed you could do it. I believed you could do it because you're my daughter and I love you. But not only that, I believe in you. I told my daughter, you got a good head on your shoulders." I didn't tell her that all the time because I told her, not to be mean when she was younger, I said, I just think you're going to need me a little more in life. Because I didn't believe she could do it. Because like I said, she was always my baby. She just, there's this, I believe it's this Disney movie. And when I saw it almost reminded me of my life so much. It made me cry. I cry at Disney movies. Disney makes so many great movies. And incredible. This is an animated one. And so this woman, she makes these dumplings. And one of the dumplings at the kitchen table comes to life. And it's like, like she made it in the oven and this and that. And she's so protective of the dumpling as it grows older. She doesn't want it to get hurt. She doesn't want it to play sports. And then the little dumpling turns into a little boy, and he starts to make new friends. And there's such an umbilical cord with the mother and the son that she doesn't want to let him go. He ends up finding a girl. He gets married. There's a big argument. She eats the dumpling because she doesn't want to let him go. And then she cries in the bedroom. The husband's there to console her. And then there's a knock at the door, and it's the actual son. And he's bringing the wife by, and they have a touching mother-son moment. So the whole dumpling thing was like an analogy, and it was so creative and so beautiful. I thought how they did it. I couldn't believe it. I was so amazed, and I do have to watch that every now and then. I love watching that video, watching that little anime. It is incredible. So, when you think of your baby, you have to believe in them. You just have to believe in them, because that's why we have our kids, because we love them and we believe in them. So, you have to believe in your pets too. And if everybody knows, I have cats, and I love my cats so much. I don't let them outside because, honestly, when it comes to believe, I believe they will get lost. Something will happen to them. But that's just me. I'm very protective of my pets. It's funny, when I do my podcasts, they love jumping up here in my arms and getting my attention. Off camera, I'm like pushing them off to the side, but they love walking on my computer. I got to watch them so they don't touch buttons. But believing. When we're sick, we do get sick. The human body gets sick. We can't be well 24 hours a day. Sooner or later, years and years down the road, our body's going to break down. It's going to say, hey, I'm not feeling well. And we have to believe we're going to get better. That's what we have to believe. I would think we would have to believe we're going to get better, because that's what the body does. And you don't want to say, hey, I'm going to get worse. But there are times. Give you an example. My mom, in the past, my mom had cancer. And it was a sad time. My mom, she survived it. But I had to believe she'd be okay. And my mom, she had to believe she'd be okay. And that was a very, very tough time for everybody. When you are sick like that, it's funny how your belief gets really strong and you get dedicated because of love, because of a bond. You want things to work out. You want things to work out good because that's what you believe. You believe it. It's something I think that's in us. We want to believe, whether it's the power of belief, the power, like if you do sports, you believe you can be first. You believe you can endure the worst storms in your life. You believe that with hard work, it will pay off. You believe in your family. You believe in your friends. You have to believe in your kids. They'll make mistakes like you. And you, I will tell you, are the example. The only example. So you got to make sure when you set your example, your kids understand, because they believe what you do in your response, and that will impact them as well throughout the course of their life. Your actions will impact them whether you believe them or not. It will affect them. Believe me, it will. And now, it's story time. A cab driver reaches the pearly gates. St. Peter is looking up in his big book and tells him, hey, pick up the gold staff and a silk robe and proceed into heaven. Next in line is a preacher. St. Peter looks him up and down and looks in his big book, frowns his brow and says, okay, we'll let you in, but take the cloth robe and the wooden staff. The preacher is shocked and replies, but I am a man of the cloth, a man of faith. You gave the cab driver a gold staff and a silk robe. Surely I rate higher than the cabbie. St. Peter responds, matter-of-factly, this is heaven, and up here we are interested in results. When you preached, people slept. When the cabbie drove his taxi, people prayed. Well, I like that story. It's funny. Have you guys ever been in a cab? Believe me, it can be scary. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me today. And if you enjoyed this podcast, you can download it, any of my podcasts, morning, noon, and night, and hear it all over the internet and all over the world. It would be great if you hear what I had to say. So that being said, it brings us to the end of the show. I want to thank you all for listening today. It's been great, and don't forget to be nice and talk nice to everyone you see. You know why, everybody? Because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Believe me, believe me. So don't be a jerk. And remember this one last bit of advice. Tomorrow is never promised. So don't go to bed angry at your child or at anyone you love. And before you go to bed tonight, hug your child and tell them, I will love you forever, Dad. Hey, thanks everybody for joining me here today. Let's do it again. I'll see you next time here on my show. Be well, be kind, be back. Peace, and I, my friends, my family, will see you later. Believe me. All right. See you guys later. Bye.